I only have maximum 15 minutes, so I'm going to be quick again, just like the way I did last time, right? Okay, today I'll pick the Bible verse, Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. Whatever you do, walk at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. We are not only working for human masters, we have to work for the Lord, right? This Bible verse is only for those who are believers. If you are not a believer, you may have a job that you like and you may enjoy it. You may not care about whether God is watching you or not. Or you may not be under the supervision of God. But if you're a believer and if you're a faithful follower of God, you will always think about, oh, I'm under the supervision of God. I gotta be very careful on what I'm doing. I'm gonna watch my mouth. I'm gonna watch my eyes, what my eyes are seeing, what my mouth is speaking, and what I am absorbing. That's very important. That's why I'm picking this one, okay? The title would be, All Things Unto the Lord. Whatever you do, whatever you think, all things unto the Lord. Okay? Everything should go to the Lord. That's very important. And I'm going to get started with this. In America, where we are currently, living in, right? Residing, we all have so many opportunities, right? So many times we don't know. There are lots of opportunities and we don't know which one is best for us. Let's say the country that we left, right? I'm talking about Burma and many other countries. They are less fortunate. But the day before yesterday, I read a girl who was born and raised in Hakka, who went to India, Mizoram, and she got #1 place in the entire Mizoram state. The total score of marks was given 500. Out of 500, 480 she got. The top one. All things are possible, but with God, through God. A lot of you guys may think, how could it be possible, right? She was born in Chin State. It didn't happen. I sent that news to some of my friends. I think you might have received it. What I want you to do is try to learn what is knowledge and what is wisdom. According to what I understand, wisdom and knowledge is what you know and knowledge is what it is a fact or the truth. But wisdom is the wisdom that you have, how to apply in your life and how you would go forward, how you would move forward to get things done. In order to make it clear, let me say this. When I came here about 1997, back in 1999, there was one student who came to America, who was the top in Burma, #1, okay? Out of how many students they took the test, I don't know. The top. That student, I forgot his name, he went to MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Not only for America, not only for New York, for the entire whole world, there's the top for engineering. I talked to him many times. There are so many students, those who are smart. But you have to put effort. You have to read. You have to work hard on it, on what you are doing. I just want to let you know, things could be possible. A lot of people, they may say, after President, Obama, who became the president, and a lot of people, they were just going to start writing, cheap people, we can be president of the United States of America. Way too late, your idea, your thought, your writing. Anybody who was born in America could become a president. Only why you are saying only after President Obama has become president. It's too late. That's what I'm trying to do. Knowledge. Think ahead, read ahead, try to learn, and try to know things ahead of time. That's what we call knowledge. Only after things happen, then it's late. Okay, let me get back. Think about in the life of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. What happens? They have so many fruits, so many choices, so many options. But why would they pick the fruit that is not supposed to be eaten? That was forbidden. Why are they trying to pick? Sometimes in our lives, so many options, so many things that we have to pick. We have to choose. We just don't know which one. That's why you gotta be smart. Which field, which area, what kind of technology, what kind of profession that I should be following. That's very, very important. You gotta be on your own. Nobody will share your life with you. Nobody will share. Nobody will share what you know, unless you're smart, or you're smart in terms of what you are doing. Okay? Let's get back one step ahead. So again, in terms of knowledge, what is more important is think about gold and think about wisdom. Sometimes they go hand in hand. Let me give you an analogy. If you have a chain of gold or ruby or whatever precious stone that you have, its values doesn't change. It never changes, I would say. Even if you take it, that gold or gold chain or whatever you call ruby, to Burma, it still has its own value. It may be just, but you have to multiply with local currency. Even if you take that gold to Africa, African money, I don't know, whatever they call, that value doesn't change. A gold is a gold. A chain of gold is a chain of gold still. Even if you go to South America, still, gold is a gold. It doesn't matter whether you hide it in the mud, it doesn't matter if you hide in your box or whatever safe that you have, still, gold is a gold. The same thing is true. Wisdom is wisdom. Some people, they swap wisdom for, they want to swap wisdom for riches and wealth. I'm not complaining against that. It is entitled to them. But I will never swap riches or wealth for wisdom. Because if you don't know how to count money, how would you know about how you are going to do business? How much money you have? How much interest you will get? If you don't know, if you don't know math at all, how would you survive? Even if you don't know 1 plus 1, how would you go? How would you move forward? You need to have knowledge. Again, if you know how to use that knowledge, a fact or the truth into your real life, then that becomes wisdom. Then you will be a successful person. Okay? That's very important. That's why in this, what they call AI age or whatever, technological investment, a lot of things have changed a lot. You cannot do the same way that you did 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You gotta make sure that you're smart enough to get things done. How? You gotta know something. If you don't do anything at all, nothing will happen in your life. Especially, younger generations. If you do something, something will happen in your life. If you don't do anything at all, nothing will happen in your life. A lot of people, you think, America is land of opportunities. Oh yeah, that's true. It may not be for you. You may say, luck, right? You may say to yourself, potential. You may say to yourself, this thing could happen too in my life. Or you may say yourself, this is not the right time yet. It's not true. You gotta do something in your life. If you don't do something, nothing will happen. Just sit down, who's gonna give you food in America? Nobody. They may feed you for like once or twice, probably 1 week. After that, you gotta be on your own. That's why, especially younger kids. I don't want to talk much about older kids. Not older kids, I'm sorry. Or older people. Or members. You gotta do something. Investment. Do something in your life. Okay? You are in America, it doesn't mean that you're smart. No. You gotta do things. You gotta do something, and something will happen in your life. Be a better person. All right? I already talked about last Sunday. Be a better version of who you are. That's why in life, always think, who am I? Think about how many people say who you are. Or how do you see yourself? From 5 years from now on, your life will largely depend on what kind of books you read, what kind of things you watch. A lot of things have already changed, right? Back then, we didn't have that much time to listen to it, the audio, now Zoom meeting, now even interpreting is like pretty much most of the time via Zoom now. A lot of things have changed. So you gotta be a smart person in order to follow the technology, otherwise you'll be lagged behind. You'll be left behind. It doesn't matter whether you want it or not. You gotta be in demand, your job. Think about it. Think about your job. If you're not in demand, people will not care about you anymore. Because if you're not usable, if you're not useful, who's gonna use you? You gotta be useful. How? Like I have already mentioned, we don't have that much time. How? That depends on what kind of books you read, what kind of movies you watch, what kind of things that you do, what kind of things that you are thinking. You know, the quality of your thoughts is the quality of your life, or determines your quality of life. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What books are you reading? What kind of person that you are talking to? What kind of conversations that you have? Don't just lie down, sit down and watch and enjoy it. Tomorrow, you guys may say tomorrow will never end, but think on the other hand, you are always getting older each day. There is no denial. You cannot deny. You are, I am, getting older each day, each hour, each and every moment. So we gotta do something about, for your life, to make yourself, to build yourself up. Let me put it that way. If you are just staying the same way you are sitting in your comfort zone, what would you learn? Think about it. What progress have you made today? Today I have done a lot. I read a lot of books. I read the Bible verses. For me, I did work for like 3-4 hours for me, and I did help my family a little bit. I enjoy my life. You can enjoy your life. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up. Wisdom and knowledge. That's very important. If you don't have that one, you may be very rich, you may have a lot of money, but if you don't know how to handle it, I don't want to swap for that, but some people, they may do it. For me, again, I would like to encourage you, do your best in your life. A lot of things are happening. MIT student and the one who just went to Mizoram, what's good? Number 1. 500 out of 500, 480. If you need that article, I can send it to you, I can share it to you. That is the truth. Do it, get it done, okay? Let's move forward. If you are useful, if people are using you, that means you'll be more and more useful. You'll be more and more in demand, all right? Then your qualification will be more in demand, all right? Let's do something, all right? Let's not be the people or the person who doesn't do anything. And you want, bad luck. No, that's not true. That's not the truth. Good luck may not come on you too, all right? So don't just blame on bad luck. You are where you are who you are. What is more important is, what people say to you is not as important as how you say to yourself, how you see yourself, how you think you can do yourself. That is more important. People, they may still say bad things about you even if you do good things. So what is more important? How you see yourself, what you do yourself, what you think you are, who do you think you are? That's more important. So let's move on. Thank you. God bless you all.
Amen.